You know what? I'm thinking it would be great to have now kind of, an intro or something like Drumsticks Sunday or something like that with a big explosion or something. Maybe I have to work on that. Welcome again. Welcome on another Sunday to my house, to Santander in Spain. And thanks to all you for watching the videos and spending these 10 or 15 minutes with me every week. And thanks to all my friends that are writing me or telling me that they're watching the videos. Thank you so much. Thank you to Marta. Thank you to a new viewer, my friend Diego too. And a special thanks this week to Neko. It's a young drummer. He's going to be huge. He's a great drummer now, and he wrote me two comments about the videos and kind of advices about the videos, and he told me maybe two things. He told me two things. One was that it would be great to have kind of a music, the background while I was talking, something like that. And the other thing is that it would be also great to have a test of the drumstick, so you can see all the things I comment about the drumsticks to be able to hear it or watch it or whatever. So I have to say two things about that. First of all, the music, completely agree with you, but I suck at video editing. Editing. I'm going to repeat that phrase again, okay? I suck at video editing, okay? I'm doing all this with my iPhone, so I'm just trying different things every week, and we still have. I have a lot to learn. I am a rookie at this, so give me some time, okay? I try to work on that. And the other thing about this, it's something that I thought deeply in the beginning of these videos, but I'm kind of worried about the quality of the audio. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that if I do this with the iPhone mic, it's going to be difficult to hear the difference. Okay, in the sound or about the definition and all the things that I said. I'm afraid that with this mic it's going to be difficult to notice. So I'm working on my mic knowledge now, so I have two new mics and I'm going to try with that. I promise you, if in case I'll do some tests in case it works, and if I think that it's you can if I think you can hear the difference, I'm going to do that part, and so at least you can see that what I'm saying is true. Okay, and you don't have to try the drumstick, but I think you have to try different drumsticks. Okay, so let's go to the drumstick. No, this is the drumsticks I've been using this week, the Keith Carlock signature model from VicFirth. Okay, as I always say, if you don't know Keith Carlock, forget this video, go to YouTube and try to find some videos of this guy. So just to let you know, some people that has been playing with is, for example, Toto, John Mayer, Sting. People that is relatively new to the music. It's people that is starting, rookies, that kind of people. So he's a huge player. It's an amazing player, and he has this signature model. So I'm going to talk about that. Okay. First of all, as always, the sizes are. I try to translate the sizes, so instead of giving you the numbers, I think it's better if I tell you, if I compare with a normal 5A or whatever. So in this case, the thickness is a little bit less than a 5A. Okay, it's kind of in between the 7A and the 5A, but it's closer to the 5A. Okay, so you can notice that it's less than the 5A, but it's not so much. Okay, if you play 5A, you can get used to this relatively fast, I think. So That's the thickness. The length is exactly the same as a 5A or a 5B. 16 inches, in case you don't know. And this is the taper is relatively long. It's long taper, not so much. Not so extreme like in the Peter Erskine's, but it's long. Okay, this is a long taper, and the tip is super small. As you can see, it's kind of a teardrop, but really small and even more round than a regular teardrop. So that's the Keith. Another thing, and that's the reason that made me choose. What the hell happened to me today? I don't know. I told you last week that I chose this drumstick because of the lacquer. Okay, I think that's the right word, right? The lacquer is super dense. Okay, compared with a regular 5A, for example, it's super dense. You can notice. I don't know if you can see that it's brighter than a regular drumstick, but it's super dense. So let's go one by one. Okay, first of all, the tip, super small. So as you know, because I know you know that, you get a very focused sound. You get a lot of definition. When you hit the snare, the ride as always, the hi-hat, not so much of the toms, blah blah blah, as always say. So in this case, it's super small. So it's more definition. Okay. I think maybe sometimes it's too much depending on your style or the sound you want to get, but it's really great. It's this kind of tip. I think this kind of tip is really comfortable to use. Okay, even maybe the sound doesn't fit with your style. It's okay, but it's comfortable to play. Okay, you get really good rebound, and it's really great. Now that I'm talking about the rebound, let's talk about the taper too. The long taper. I mean, this drumstick, the rebound of this drumstick, it's awesome. It's super comfortable, super. It's great to play with this. Okay, you get so much rebound and also a lot of control compared with the Peter Erskine, for example, as I told you. Okay, so it's I think because the thickness is less than 5A, so the taper is long. It's pretty thin here, but it's not so much because in the case of the Peter Erskine, they were thicker. So in this case, you get the long taper, but not so much material here. So it's kind of in the middle. So you get a pretty. I think the best thing of this drumstick for me is the rebound. Super great rebound and great control of the rebound. And I think it's because of the taper and the tip together. So great for that. Great for that. If you want a drumstick with great rebound, this is the one for you. Okay. What else I have to say? The tip, the thickness. In my case, I don't like the thickness too much because, as I told you before, I prefer more than 5A. Between 5A and 5B is kind of my thing now. So if you like 5B, for example, I think this is too thin for you, okay? But you have to try, as I always say. And let's talk about the lacquer, okay? And the last thing, I don't like the lacquer, okay? I think the main purpose of this is to improve the grip of the drumstick when you play, so you get a better grip. So I did a test this week where I was playing without air conditioning and just trying to start sweating, sweatiness. Yeah, swear is another thing. To sweat, and after a while I start sweating. My hands start, and I don't like in that case with this lacquer. It's so dense that I don't like the feeling of the grip. Okay, it's With a normal 5A I mean with a normal drumstick, with a normal lacquer, you have the feeling that you are holding wood, okay? But in this case, you feel the lacquer so much that I don't like the feeling of that. So I don't know. I can tell you, maybe when when I play normal without shredding, it's not. Maybe the grip is better. Maybe I have to say. I'm not so sure. No, I didn't notice too much of that. But when I start shredding, I don't like the feeling of the drumstick in my hand. So it's all I can say. So that's the reason that I mean I think I'll never use this for life, because if I just start shredding, I don't like the feeling. This is all I can say. But maybe in your case, if you use it, you'll love it, and I'm pretty sure that Keith Carlock loved this. Something that I've been considering too is that Keith Carlock uses a traditional grip, so maybe it's different. Maybe in that case the feeling here is different. I don't know, but the thing for me is I prefer to feel the wood, like than the lacquer. It happened to me when I was younger. I played the guitar, and when in the guitar happens the same. You can have soft lacquer, and maybe it's barely a super thin layer of protection, but you can touch the wood. And you have other guitars that have a lot of lacquer, and it's the feeling is different. Okay, so I don't like this lacquer. Is all I can say. But I love the drumstick. In general, I think the drumstick is great. In my case, this lacquer thing, I will never use this. Okay, just for that. But this is awesome. This part is awesome. And another thing that I want to add about this, that I've been thinking lately, is when we talk about this kind of tip taper, and we get focus sound with definition. Maybe some of you say, okay, I don't like that. I'm not looking for that kind of sound, or I'm looking for that sound in most of my songs. So I prefer a bigger tip, or blah blah blah. Okay. There's something I've been noticing, that if you use maybe not so extreme like this, but something in the middle, when you get more definition here, and you say, okay, but I have 2 songs in my repertoire that I have to play more with a fatter sound, okay, and you don't want to change the drumstick, don't forget this. You have this part too. So with this, you can get that fat sound, a more powerful sound, and in this side you have more definition. So if you use a drumstick, it's super thick here too. Because of that, here's more or less the same. You don't have the difference. But with this, for example, with this model, it's great because you can play songs with this. Most of your playing is with this. But when you need that focus sound, that fader sound, you turn and you have this. So I think it's a great combination. It's something to pay attention, at least. I think it's something it's worth considering when you are deciding what drumstick you want to use. Okay, that's all I have to say about this. So please check out Keith Carlock, and you see that you're going to understand how he gets the sound he wants with this drumstick. Next week I'm going to do something extreme again. And I have this Proma Rock Maple Jazz Cafe AMG C11. Why I'm using this? Because it's the tiniest, smallest drumstick I've ever seen in my life. Okay, I don't know if I have to play with this, or maybe you can eat with this, or whatever. It's super small. It's maple, so super light too. And I really want to try this and see what happens. Okay, look at the tip, it's round, perfectly round, and I think they're great for small gigs, but we'll talk about that next week. Okay, so I'm going with this. It's the first time I use ProMark, so let's check it out and I'll tell you what I think about that. Okay, as I always say, have a nice week, enjoy your week, and please practice practice and practice. Okay? Goodbye.